Hello there, today we're taking a look at the State of the Devices 2026. This is a video I do every year where I talk about all the electronics that I own and what I tend to use them for. Now, I'm a couple months late on this one, but better late than never. Also, if you have a daily driver or other fun electronic gizmo that you like to use in your day-to-day life, go ahead and leave a comment. I enjoy seeing what people are up to. So let's start things off with the oldest device over here, which is an iPod Touch 4th Gen. I actually have 3 of these. I use one of them in the car, I use one of them at home, and then I have a third one that's just a backup. This is what I use for music. I do not pay for streaming services, so I have all my files on here. And yeah, iPods are great. I would love to do more iPod content on this channel, but I struggle to find something new to say about them. I feel like there's a lot of channels that have covered them. I'm thinking of a specific channel that uses a green iPad for the background. You know what I'm talking about. But other than talking about just how passionate I am about them, I don't know what I would add. But I could just do it just to talk about how cool they are. So there's that. This is a Pixel 2 XL. I tend to use this one for VR games, specifically Google Daydream, which has since been deprecated, but I still have things like Keep Talking and No One Explodes, and a couple other things on here that are fun to do, and I pretty much just bought this for the sole purpose of playing those games, so not much has changed since last year there. This right here is one of 2 Moto Z4s. This is a really fun phone because it is modular. I've talked about it before. So if you want to add something like, say, wireless charging, you go ahead and just snap that on, and now your phone has wireless charging. You can also add cameras and other fun gadgets. There hasn't really been anything like this afterwards. Like the HMD Fusion is kind of similar. It has outfits, as they call them, but they haven't made nearly as many as Motorola did, rather, for the Z4. And it's possible that QI, or I think it's technically supposed to be Qi charging, but anyway, Qi 2 theoretically could have more modularity because it can transfer information and not just, charging. But we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, the Moto Z is still a great phone. I actually use one as my camera as well. Before we get to my daily driver, I'll go over this Moto tablet, or rather Lenovo tab. This is a Lenovo Smart Tab M10 FHD plus something whatever. There's so many different names for this. Sometimes it's called the 2nd gen, sometimes it's whatever. But this is a great productivity tablet. I have it in this keyboard case, which is Bluetooth, and also has a little magnet there to hold it at a nice angle for you. And it's just a great productivity device, light web surfing, and also just media consumption. I don't really need it to do anything more, like gaming. It's just a simple, no-nonsense device, and it was relatively inexpensive. Which brings us to my daily driver, the Pixel 3, which has an excellent form factor, just pretty good build quality all around, and it's just a really great phone. And had I done this video at the start of the year, that would have been the end of this. I would have said everything's great, even it's the same devices as last year. Thank you and have a good day, right? But alas, something has gone wrong because for whatever reason, this past month, this Pixel has slowed to a crawl. And aside from factory resetting it, I've tried everything, and I think it has to do with probably some server-side updates to messages, but there are times where it took over 10 seconds just to load a RCS text, and that's just ridiculous. It has since gotten a little bit faster, like we're down to 3 seconds, but still, I don't know what's going on. If Google just added a bunch of background processes to messages that are clogging up the RAM. Keep in mind, this only has 4 gigs of RAM, which, again, if you'd asked me 2 months ago, I would have said that's plenty, and I haven't had any issues. But somewhere between then, we went from using about 2.4, 2.6, 2.8 gigs of RAM to using almost 3.4 constantly, and it's just slowed this phone down to a crawl. And that's not great because I use my phone mostly for basic phone things like texting and calling, and if it can't do that well, then it's kind of useless. I have all these other devices for games and other activities, so I just need my phone to be a phone, and when it's not doing that well, if you saw the thumbnail, you've seen a spoiler. I got a ThinkPhone. Why? Well, I just liked the features that it had. It's a decent, looks like a decent mid-range phone. I like the red key and the syncing functionality. I'm excited to try that out with my PC. And yeah, it just seemed like a mid-range phone with some decent specs. And yeah, so that is what I went with. We'll have to unbox that in a future video and take a look. But I have other devices, obviously, of course. I have a desktop, which, like my phone, is also from 2017. I believe it has a GTX 970, which, again, is not that good by today's standards, but I don't need it to. I just played Prey from 2017, and that game was fantastic. And yeah, anyway, we're not going to go too much into games here because then I'd have to go over all of the consoles I own, and that would be something for my other channel where I go over games and hobbies, things like that. But anyway, those are the devices that I currently have in use. Just in general, my thoughts on the current electronic stuff. Well, it's been interesting. The MacBook Neo is fascinating. It's a $600 MacBook. That's pretty wild, and it's actually somewhat repairable. You can open it. Like, that's crazy. So that's cool. What's not cool is all the AI garbage that they're shoving into stuff. You've probably heard that in other places. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I actually got rid of my Google Home last year because it just kept getting worse. And then they started trying to shove Gemini into it, and I was just like, I'm done. In general, I've been trying to de-Google things. Yes, I know I just brought another Android phone, but de-Googling your life is something you can't just do cold turkey. It takes time. So you start by getting rid of one thing, and then you get rid of another thing in a little bit, and it's a process. It's definitely easier to do that slowly. I still have a Chromecast, so unless they figure out a way to shove AI into my Chromecast Ultra, which I'm sure they're trying, I'll still keep using that. But in general, those are the devices that I've been using. Again, if you have anything you'd like to say, go ahead and leave a comment. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and give this video a like. And if you're subscribed, I'll see you next time for more tech and TV. Take care.